Hello, this is Noreen Crone-Findlay, and this is Minnie Moonbeam, the mermaid doll, and she is wearing a tutu that is made from recycled or upcycled Teabag fabric, cloth tea bags that I have cut into yarn for weaving, and her tutu, the top, is a triangle that I wove on the potholder loom, or you can use your pin loom. And then the bottom half of her tutu is made with other tea bags. These are, I have two different kinds because we have two different kinds of tea that we drink that we get different kinds of cloth tea bags, and so I upcycle both of them in different ways, and I've shown you a video on how to make the yarn and videos on how to weave the triangle, the bodice section of her tutu, either on the potholder loom or on the pin loom. So now I'm going to, with the bodice section of the tutu, I've just pulled off a length of the fabric yarn, and I'm going to now tie that on to give the second drawstring for the top of the tutu at the neck, and this end now can just be woven in. Okay, I love to tat, and so I have tatted just a very simple little flower to stitch onto the bodice of her dress. You can use beads or lace or anything that you would like to. I'll put a knot in the end of the thread there. You can stitch anything that you want to the front of the tutu, and I'm going to just, while I'm stitching that flower on, I'll catch this extra little sticky outy bit here and get that to go back down into the weaving somewhat, and I'm just going around the edges of the flower, catching the loops at the tips of the flower and the sort of the valley part between the petals, so that the flower, I need to pull this over a little because it's not looking quite right. There, that's better. And so you can put anything that you want on the front bodice section of your doll's tutu. Now this, the Merrie Sunshine, and this is Minnie Moonbeam, the mermaid, but the Merrie Sunshine and Minnie Moonbeam dolls are 8 inches tall, but these, the tutus, will fit dolls of other sizes too. So you can make use this same technique for other dolls as well as Minnie Moonbeam and Merrie Sunshine. If you go to my blog, toddytalkscrafts.com, you'll find information on the videos that I've made for how to decorate and embellish and make the wooden dolls. I designed these dolls and asked Gary and Donna McFarlane at Dewberry Ridge Looms if they would make them, and they do. And so I have a link for information on how to order those dolls too, the doll kits, and then 4 videos on how to make them uniquely your own. And I'm going to catch this bit of the tea bag yarn that's sticking out too, and I'm going to stitch in place just a couple of times to secure that end, and then I'll snip that off And I'm going to add, I need a tie on this side too, so I will grab my my Teabag yarn, and if you just pull that way, you can get a section to just rip off ever so nicely, and it gives you a good length for the ties at the back of the tutu. Now I've tied on the second tie. That weaving the triangle gives you a tie here and one here, so you do need to add the extra tie at the top and the extra tie at the side. Now what we need is, for this tutu, I use 6 of these very sheer. These particular tea bags are from a green tea that I drink, and I'm going to snip the string off, and to open them up, what you do is you just pull against the heat sealed edge, and do that for 6 of the bags, and 6 is good, but if you want 7, that's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's grab a few more. 5, and trim this end off. I love upcycling. I don't like things to go in the garbage, and I actually even put the little strings aside and use them for when I'm doing hang tags or Christmas ornaments that need to be hung up on the tree. I have a length of needle and thread. I'm now going to put another knot in this, and I'm going to gather up the upper edge, just going in and out across the upper edge of the 6 bags that I have opened to make the tulle, because this particular nylon that these bags are very sheer, and you could possibly, now you can see I just use 1 bag at a time, but I've done other tutus where I've used 2 bags at a time, held together to give 2 layers. And at the end of this video, I'll run and grab, so I'm just going to pull that up. I'll run and grab one of the Merrie Sunshine Dolls that I used the Teabag fabric to make a ruffle along the bottom of the crocheted dress. Oh, and I've done 3 ebooks of the doll clothes. One that fit Merrie Sunshine or other, and Minnie, Moonbeam or other 8 or so inch dolls. And the links for that are in my Etsy. They're in my Etsy shop, so you can see the links for that on my blog. So I'm going to just keep stitching along here, just going in and out, just about an 1/8 of an inch or so from the top, and you just kind of keep stabbing in and out with your needle to gather it up and sliding it onto the thread. So I'm going to finish doing the rest of those skirt panels, and then I'll be back and show you how to stitch the fluffy tutu part to the bodice, the skirt. Fluffy tutu part, also known as skirt. Okay, I'll be right back. I have finished gathering up the tulle bits from the tea bags, the tulle fabric, and I've gathered all the upper edges, and now I'm going to use little clips, paper clips, and I'm going to just attach the ends of the skirt to the corners so that I can just spread the skirt out so that it's just so the tutu is all balanced and that I don't have too much ruffle in one spot and not enough in another. So I can, and this and having the little clip thingies makes stitching that together so much easier. So I'm just, I've got 4 of them, but 3 was probably good enough. I don't know. I just have gotten in the habit of using 4 of them. Okay, and so now I've got them kind of organized so they're pretty even. I seem to have some fabric that has volunteered itself to go sideways there. So I'm going to just, see, that's why you want to catch all those ends. And now I'm just going to unclip this one and simply, quick and easily stitch the skirt. I want to make sure that I'm getting the gathering stitching. You see, the gathering stitching is here, and I'm going past it when I'm stitching the tutu to the top. And you sure don't have to be a master stitcher to do this. I am just, if you're more into exquisite hand stitching, then I welcome you to do exquisite hand stitching. But if you're not into exquisite hand stitching, then just sort of holly jolly is just fine, to just zoop along and get that tutu onto the bodice so that your dolly can dance away. Take off the next clip and push those edges up together, and I'm also using this as an opportunity to stitch in some of the parts of the yarn, that the corners from where the yarn was clipped. There we go. Last stitch off. Last clip off. And if that's not, if it's not good enough, you can go back and stitch again back in the other direction, and then secure by stitching in place at least 3 times at the end. Often I will do like 5 or 6 times. So this is 4 and 5. And you could leave your thread on if you want to check, but I'm going to snip it off. I may regret that, but hey, that's okay. Now I'm going to bring the skirt of the tutu down, and I can see a couple of places where I'm going to want to tuck those little corner bits in, because they're kind of sticking up in a not the best possible way. And I've dropped my crochet hook, so I'm just using the tip of the needle. Okay, we'll get Merrie Sunshine to come here and model this for us. So you tie the, that does need to be tucked in. I'll take a stitch to hold that in place later. And you tie a bow. You tie the bodice to her neck, and then a bow there, and then tie the waistband ties on at her waist. There we go, and again another bow. And because she has her leggings are already in place, and she's got her decoupaged on undies, the tutu looks just fine. You don't have to worry that she's too uncovered. And so I'm just trying to push this back down into place when I really should just stop and find the crochet hook wherever it went. There. So there we go with Merrie Sunshine and Minnie Moonbeam wearing their tutus so that they can dance. And I guess for Minnie Moonbeam, it'll be a water ballet. So there they are in their tutus. And I said I would show you another way of using the tea bags. And what I've done, this is one of the crochet dresses from the crochet ebook that I did. And I took the tea bag and opened it up. And I've done this with a whole bunch of them. And to make the ruffle on the skirt, fold your tea bag in half lengthwise, and then run your gathering stitches along either the open edge or the fold. I ran it along the fold so that the tulle would be more open. And I probably used about 6 or 7 or 8 bags for the to do the ruffle on her skirt. But again, it's also a really fun way of using the tea bags, upcycling them to give your doll clothes just a little bit more fun. So happy weaving, happy doll making, and be well, be safe, be calm, and find ways of bringing yourself joy, and find ways of upcycling and taking good care of the earth and take good care of each other. Big hugs until then, till I see you again, and it will be soon. And enjoy. See you soon. Be well.